Mejo, and it's time to laugh.
How did I get here?
What it's like.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything quite like that before.
You know, like, it's not like you're not you now.
I realized it's almost parallel of like did I just coincidentally put him at 23, and I was thinking that was and then I was at this like Corey.
For you guys, like,
We had like the one we kept coming back to, and we wanted to team her up with someone that would different shit's blowing up and
Well, that's the thing. One of the things we looked for is someone who is just interested in the character. Like our voice actor sat down with us and the writers and just wanted to know the whole story. Even before it wasn't oh, I'm coming in for the day and I'm just gonna worry about this one scene. He wanted, and then he's like, well, here are my notes. And I'm like, and I was just like, well, I mean, you're playing them, so all right, let's do it. And that's when I actually really felt like we had cast him already, but then I felt really good about the casting. So I'm like, he's gonna make it.
it was like, are you sure you want to do that?
When we were you would say and I was like, oh, that's how I feel every day, every day working this guy on this game,
And then it's
For me, I'm just like, oh, look, I had that moment. And then it's my dad doesn't like people either. And it's to me, that line sort of personifies me. I'm the most outgoing introvert in the world. When I'm not doing this stuff, I want to be in the hotel room just watching old TV
hidden.
shows.
And it's all of a sudden I'm
it drives my wife insane. She's like, you're so outgoing when you do these things, and then you're trying to get you out of the house to do anything is the most big.
Oh my God, are you guys all like that? Are you guys all like that?
Yes,
That is
my girlfriend.
you're not alone. You're not
Honey,
alone.
see, this is normal.
She's this week's pretty crazy, right? And she's like, well, I got Saturday night planned and Sunday, and I'm like,
Really?
I'm like, you do realize all Saturday I'm either working or I'm just gonna be not. I
just don't want to see.
Yeah,
anyone
I don't.
else.
Yeah.
I think
I believe we're all in trouble when we.
Oh yeah.
Does not help our case at all.
Yeah, at all. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I do have a question for you guys. It's fascinating stuff there. I like getting deeper into that creative.
Yeah, our wives are really getting
really interesting. All the inspiration, all the motivation.
All these different
we like that there's just
So when we were, the root idea really did come from this come on, man, that's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That is the exciting frontiers of character development and writing. That I was just
and it's that, like you're saying, it's more mature, shows it of not everyone's bad. Maybe you can have friends. And it's that would be awesome to see Kratos coming to terms with that and having a son teach him that and
I mean, I'm a huge God of War fan, and one of the few things I like studying in college.
I was demo,
after the interesting to most people, it's
Exclusive.
I like that these guys are giving me tougher questions. I told people right away it's got to break through some of the movies like you said Daredevil, right? Why you actually identify with Wilson Fisk,
right?
To me, sometimes the hardest thing is but if it's you can create a villain that you somehow understand, somehow understand, and to me, that's why I've always everybody loves Vader because there's something about Vader you kind of right?
Yeah.
We kind of felt
what is this? What is this?
Representation of the little pull the guy up and roll him up. Every single moment in there was just
that was the designer's idea to have the crane fall, and I'm like, well, he had the idea, so let's just
Right.
Yeah, that sounds great.
You're digging your own hole.
I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then you have an animator who's let them go, and you're coming the next day and you're well, we tried something else, and I'm thinking to myself, oh God, what'd you do?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yeah, man.
What are these guys doing?
people so what about this part where it's kind of boring? We could make it the whole thing collapse and all this stuff and better.
With the helicopter save, I was and they're I was it's even better. And then I'm like,
I like this idea of
well, can we make the first person web shooting feel realistic? And I was and then just. it's easy, man. Like something you do like
I
internal
know.
play test, and you're like,
No.
Literally is like that everywhere.
Yeah.
it is tough.
I like this. Very interesting conversation.
You can see like none of us, even in the run, like well-known characters like Hawkeye.
And I'm like,
It's like a
the other
fumble.
thing is like we talk to Marvel a lot, like without talking them through. And like you asked me about what's it like to work with Marvel, like to the experience, whereas like.
You don't want to do the same thing over and over.
No, and it's like
over.
everyone's like, it's fine. I'm like, it would be okay, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with you guys too. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it was like we knew we weren't going to touch that. That was like the one hard and fast rule. So, like, pick some, put them together, and like make this awesome story. And there's still people that ask us like, but how is it? They're just like, and like, game comes out and like,
Cool. I mean, like a hard R feeling about it. Like and he's drinking whiskey and all this. I'm like, boy, this is a little over the top.
it was just like,
Really, like when everyone's like, "What are you doing? Mel's the only one," and it's just like you got to make it through. It's like what he sounds like. Sound like people were giving notes like it's like, and we're like, all right, and they'd be like, "Oh man, he sounds like Kratos." We're like, "Cool." Where you're like, all right,
talk about the extremes, like, everybody's like, it's got to be everything he says has to be funny, and like so you go like, all right, well, every like when he's fighting, he has to say something, and you're like yeah, it's kind of fun for like 15 minutes, and you realize like it's not like a movie where it's 2 hours, it's multiple hours, and it's like exactly. Like, and then we kind of landed on like let's lean on like
so many tweaks. Like, all it takes is like, and you're like,
Yeah.
like he's like even moving like we just wanted to move it like yeah.
Good stuff. It's good stuff. I really value all you guys coming on here and sharing
Thank
all
you.
these.
It was
These.
Likes. I hope you liked the video. Like it if you liked it, and if you disliked it, like it also. I want as many likes as in this video, because we're just like them, and we like them. I need to end this video. Mejo is out. Bye.